Manchester United suffered a shock 2-0 defeat to newly promoted Hull City at the MKM Stadium on the opening day of the 2026-27 Premier League season. Hull took the lead in the 17th minute through Semi Ajayi before Nobel Mendy extended the advantage with a header from close range after a free kick scored by Halime. Manchester United failed to register a shot that troubled the score sheet in the second half, despite Michael Carrick making several substitutions. Former Manchester United midfielder Owen Hargreaves said the club needs a new striker after the team failed to create clear scoring chances against Hull. Benjamin Sesko started the match on the bench and only came on for the final quarter of the game, while Marcus Rashford also appeared as a substitute. Matheus Cunha operated as United's central point in attack. Speaking to TNT Sport, Hargreaves said, "I think they could probably do with another striker option. I think that showed today. Sesko didn't start and Cunha played a little bit deeper. He's a 10 and plays very effective off the left." Hargreaves added that Manchester United's best results under Carrick came in games played on the counter-attack rather than against sides that sit deep without space to exploit. Before we continue with Carrick's response and the transfer news that followed, this is Final Whiz, and if you want every Manchester United update delivered the moment it happens, this is exactly the channel to be part of. Hit that subscribe button, tap the like icon on this video, and drop a comment below telling us what you think about the result against Hull. Your comments genuinely shape the topics we cover next, so don't hold back. Michael Carrick addressed the media after the match and gave a measured assessment of the defeat. He said, "It was never going to be perfect today, but I think going behind and giving ourselves a lot to do makes it more difficult." Carrick continued, "We came here to win, as we do in any game, so to not take anything away, it's hugely disappointing. It's not more than that, it's not less than that, it's just one game that we're disappointed we haven't won. So we've got to soak it up and come back stronger." Hull set up in a 5-at-the-back formation against United, a tactical choice their manager Sergei Jakarovic said was designed to nullify Carrick's approach. When asked whether his system struggles against teams that play with a back five, Carrick responded, "We haven't lost many games in 6-7 months, so again, I get it. We've lost today, and I understand there are questions to be asked, but it doesn't mean everything's wrong because we've lost a game." He added, "There's definitely issues playing against different systems, so we've got to find the answers for that." Jamie Carragher had claimed on the Friday before the match that predictions tipping Manchester United for a top-3 finish this season were premature. Carragher's comment came ahead of United's defeat to Hull, and following the result, he referenced his earlier remarks on social media. Carragher had said prior to the game, "People are putting them second and third. Honestly, Man United's back four is the same back four they had 5 years ago." The comment followed a back and forth with Sky Sports colleague Gary Neville, who had claimed United were in a better position than Liverpool heading into the new season. Marcus Rashford made his first appearance for Manchester United in 618 days, coming on as a substitute for Patrick Dorg after 45 minutes against Hull. It was his first competitive outing for the club since facing Victoria Pleasant in December 2024. Rashford, who spent the previous season on loan at Barcelona, remains under contract at Old Trafford until 2028. Barcelona opted not to trigger the option to sign him permanently, and no other club met United's valuation for the player. Rashford has since been given the number 9 shirt at Old Trafford. Following the match, Rashford posted on Instagram, "After 618 days, I'm back playing with United. I wish the result were better, but it's something we can improve on." Teammates Lisandro Martinez, Brian Mbeumo, Diego Dalot, and Andre Onana were among those who liked the post. Carrick was asked before the match whether Rashford could feature in a central striking role this season, having mainly played from the left flank in recent campaigns. Carrick responded, "Of course he can play through in the middle. He has done. I wouldn't say it's his naturally number 1 position, but he can do that. And I think we've got forwards that give us that flexibility right across the front line." Manchester United are also working on strengthening their left-back position after being told they cannot sign their preferred target, Newcastle's Lewis Hall. Newcastle have already sold 3 key players this summer: Bruno Guimaraes, Sandro Tonali, and Anthony Gordon, and are refusing to part with Hall, who is currently in talks over a new and improved contract. As a result, United have turned their attention to Barcelona left-back Alejandro Balde. Transfer journalist Fabrizio Romano reported that a call had taken place this week between United and super agent Jorge Mendes, who represents Balde. Speaking on his YouTube channel, Romano said, "For Balde, it's a 50-50 situation, because in case of a good proposal, Balde could still leave Barcelona. But what I can tell you is the player is not pushing to go." Romano added, "There was a call this week between Jorge Mendes and United. United are looking for a left-back, and they were asking for the conditions of the deal." According to Romano, United have been informed of the conditions but have not yet submitted an official bid. However, according to Barcelona source Gerard Romero, cited by Goal, Balde's stance has since shifted. The 22-year-old is reportedly concerned that Joel Canet's return to the squad from an academy setup could reduce his game time, and Balde is now said to be open to leaving Barcelona this summer. Balde already faces competition for his position for Gerard Martin. Reports indicate United would need to offer Barcelona at least 50 million euros, 43 million pounds, to complete the deal. Should the move fall through, alternative targets include RB Leipzig captain David Raum and Racing Santander's Jorge Celes. Manchester United's priority this summer has centered on rebuilding their midfield. Two of their new signings, Yuri Tielemans and Andre Santos, started the defeat at Hull. United have also agreed a deal with Brighton for Carlos Baleba, worth £70 million, rising to £65 million plus £5 million in add-ons, with a sell-on clause also agreed. Speaking on further incomings, Carrick said, "I had all eyes on this game today, so any other player at any other club, until he's ours, it's not for me to comment on that. If there's anything to be announced on any player, I'm sure you'll be the first to know." Elsewhere, Turkish club Galatasaray had been preparing a €50 million, 43 million pounds bid for Bruno Fernandes, but Manchester United have since opened talks with their captain over a new contract. Fernandes, 31, recorded a Premier League record of 21 assists last season while helping United qualify for the Champions League. He is currently in the final year of his contract at Old Trafford. Carrick commented on the ongoing talks, saying, "I've said quite a lot about Bruno. He's been a big part of the team and the club over recent times and had a huge impact, so he'll continue to do that." He added, "There's the element of talking about the squad and the depth, and as we go through the season and the waves and the momentum, keeping the boys in good form but keeping them fresh as well. So Bruno's part of that. He's a big player for us. He's obviously our captain, but there's still elements where we need to look after him." Since joining Manchester United in January 2020, Bruno Fernandes has missed only 5 games for injury for both club and country. With Tielemans, Santos, and soon Baleba added to the midfield, Carrick now has greater rotation options this season. Mason Mount had a positive pre-season before suffering a minor hamstring injury. On the strength of his current midfield options, Carrick said, "I know we've got a good midfield. We brought in some really top players and really good characters, which is important. We're trying to improve the squad all the time. As it stands now, we've got some very good top midfielders to choose from." He added, "You need a solid foundation through the middle of the team. I think if you look at all the great teams over the years, the spine is really strong. We're conscious of that, and I think we've got a good spine to the team." That's where things currently stand for Manchester United: a heavy opening day defeat, an honest response from their manager, an emotional return for Marcus Rashford, and developing transfer stories involving Alejandro Balde and Bruno Fernandes. If this breakdown helped you stay on top of everything happening at Old Trafford, make sure you're subscribed to Final Whiz so you don't miss the next update the moment it lands. Leave a like on this video, tell us in the comments which story you want us to follow next, and we'll see you in the next one.